Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Highly Taken podcast, episode number whatever. We're filming about 2 or 3 episodes behind. That's fine. Work, life, whatever. We're bringing you some new sports. I'm David, back at you again from Tallahassee, Florida.
This is Christian, back at you from Maryland.
Oh, ding. This is Nick, back at you in Jacksonville. Let's get it, guys.
All right, so it's our weekend episode. We've also missed a bunch of episodes. So we're going to just go ahead and go with Gone in 60 Seconds to start the weekend. If you don't have drinks, some people can just light a match and just hold them next to their finger for 60 seconds, I guess.
I mean, this guy had so much time to get this prepared, and he still isn't prepared.
You had like 33 minutes to get it prepared.
I just don't understand how this... I'm drinking warm Coke.
Oh, my mom made Kool-Aid.
Like the special kind?
Mom's making mac and cheese.
We're having ravioli for dinner. That means garlic bread.
Yes. Awesome.
Oh, you gotta love it. All right, what is that? What flavor Kool-Aid is that?
Booger?
What flavor or what color?
What flavor Kool-Aid is that?
No, he's true. He's right. It's what color. I don't know.
I know.
You're a cop. You're a cop. Only cops go by what flavor it is. You're a cop.
That's why I was gonna say I was waiting for him to say if it's purple. Purple flavor.
Colorblind, bitch.
Well, that sucks for you.
You're the one who asked you. You're the one who said you went by color. So now I'm not even sure who's a narc and who's not.
Can't trust
All
the
right,
color.
let's get this going. On
your mark, get set. This episode, we bring the brain with the brawn. Yes, I'm going to talk about it. Haven't talked about it at all. So we're going to go with chess boxing. It's a hybrid sport that combines 2 traditional disciplines, chess and boxing. 2 combatants play alternate rounds of blitz chess and boxing until one wins by checkmate or knockout. It is possible to win by time penalty as in normal chess and by boxing decision if there's a draw at the chess rounds. Typically, these events are held in Sterling boxing rings using amateur boxing equipment and rules. The chess round is also played in the ring with a table, board, and setting being moved in and out of the ring for each round. The governing body of chess boxing are the World Chess Boxing Association and the Chess Boxing World Organization. Chess boxing was invented by French comic book artist Inky Bilal and adopted by Dutch performance artist Lepe Rubin as an art performance and has subsequently grown into a competitive sport.
Chess boxing?
Chess boxing.
Like using your chest, the box?
No. Like you played the game of chess and box.
Interesting. Very interesting. How long has this sport been around?
I don't know.
I've read somewhere about it that the ancient Romans used to play it.
Oh, the ancient Romans. Do you know about those ancient Romans, Christian?
Yeah. How often do you think about it?
I don't understand. I never think about the ancient Romans. I don't understand why this whole thing is how many times guys think of the ancient Romans.
He's not a man. He's not a man, guys. It is proven.
I definitely do think of it here and there.
Yeah, 100%. Like, can you imagine? Like, what an empire, man. What an empire.
Dude, people going to the Coliseum, dude, it's just great.
I know the movie, is it When in Rome with Kirsten Bell?
Hey, I want to shout out to Christian. It looks like he went and shaved everything but the mustache. Guys, we got to keep it going until the Eagles get a loss.
But I haven't touched anything.
I didn't think that was a stipulation.
Yeah, that's what we said. You can't touch it. Well, you can trim it up, but you can't shave it until we lose. David's over here looking like he's a 1980 head coach.
Yeah, they have the headphones on and everything.
Fumble Rooski.
We're going to do a fullback dive right now. Okay?
Oh.
Give the ball to the fullback.
I love it. So anyway, let's get into it, guys. What we got going on here?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about the MLB wildcard races a little bit. It's coming down to the wire right now. So if we're looking at it right now, the Rays had the 1 wild card locked in, but Toronto has the 2nd spot by 1 game. Houston has the 3rd spot, but only 1 game to the Mariners, who are right behind them. And then on the NL side, the Phillies just clinched up the 1st seed in the wild card. But the Diamondbacks are 1.5 game up from the 3rd place Marlins, who are now up in that 3rd spot. Half a game back is the Cubs. 1.5 games back is the Reds. And oddly enough, the Padres are still in the running as long as the Diamondbacks and the Marlins don't win all of their game, win 1 game. But Padres have a chance, although it's less than like 1%.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy, man. Wild card's insane looking at this. I mean, 1.5 games back. I mean, it's anyone's ball game right now, right? This is the last weekend going into
Mhm.
it. So anyone can beat anyone. And I mean, shout out to Baltimore. Coming out there, best record in the AL, clinched it with 100 wins. Um, Looking at it though, guys, do you see them making a deep push in the playoffs with how young this team is?
I just feel like it depends on who they run into. So right now, it's going to be really hard because the Astros have that last spot, but only a game up. But they have a 3-game series to end the year with the Diamondbacks, who are also fighting to get into the playoffs themselves. So it's
It's
going
gonna
to
be
be
interesting.
interesting on which one of those teams gets in and which one of these teams doesn't.
Yeah,
Um,
it's gonna be interesting for sure. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. And I believe that starts tonight, right?
the last 3 games start tonight. Yeah, the tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday, the last 3 games.
I mean, who do you have favored coming in to get in that last spot in the NL? I think I have a favorite here.
I
Um,
I just think it's I want to say it's kind of obvious. I think it's going to be the Marlins. They have to play the Pirates 3 times to end the season. I'm pretty sure.
I know, but the Reds have the Cardinals too.
But the Reds are a game and a half back though.
And it can't
So
be and it can't be the Cubs. They got the Brewers. Unless the Brewers plan on like, well, let's just give it to them. I don't see it happening.
it could be two
Uh,
though, because they said the Diamondbacks have to play the Astros, who are also just 1 game ahead, and the Astros have to win too. So the Diamondbacks have to take care of business there.
I don't know. It's tough. It's real tough. Christian, you have any early bids? You know what? I don't even know how to ask. He's gonna say Diamondbacks all the way. I don't even know why. I don't even need to bring it up.
Phillies to the series, baby. Let's go. We're at October.
Speaking of the Phillies, I have to talk about this. I have to talk about this. How is Angel still an umpire in MLB?
Don't
How?
un- don't you ever underestimate the power of a union. That's the only reason why those unionized people have so much protection in their job. He should have been gone years ago. I posted online earlier that his punishment should be strapping him to a chair and making him sit and watch every single missed call he's ever made in his entire career. I think
What I
that should be
loved
his
about that
punishment.
one, what I loved about that one is he told Bryce Harper to go look at it and you'll get your answer. Okay, we looked at it. It was very clear he did
Yeah,
not swing. Very clear he didn't swing. And, he's so bad. And even Harper alluded to the fact that he literally he goes, this is just what he does all the time. Like it's just what he does. We're used to it. And he goes, it's a shame I'm getting fined for something for telling him he was wrong when he was wrong. The best part is they asked him if he looked at it. He goes, no, I don't have to. I already know. I love
yeah.
it. I
Nothing.
absolutely love it.
Yeah,
Go
nothing
ahead.
shows more. It was a year or two ago where Angelo Hernandez was in the outfield and a fly ball came to hit the ground, but he called the guy out and basically wasn't paying attention. Terry Francona goes like, he went to him and said, "Why is it always you?" I mean, when it's managers and players are like, "Why is it you?" all the time, it kind of shows like why on earth is he still allowed to umpire games at a professional level?
He must be the head of the union. This is what I'm thinking. Head of the union. There's no way. There's no way it should stick. He's so bad. And I love the fact when Harper started charging him, yelling at him. Did you see his face? He was scared. He was scared. I loved it. But it's bullcrap. It shouldn't have happened to him. It is what it is. I shout out Harper for showing, I mean, not showing frustration, but he's got a love for the game. He hates being out. Like he hates that. Like he wants to be on base, score some runs, and it's just BS when you get that. Shout out to that fan whoever got that helmet though. Man, that's pretty sweet. It's a good and that's a throwback helmet too.
Yeah.
So
Here's what I'll say though. If I was an adult and I caught that helmet and a kid's looking at me for the helmet, no chance am I giving you that helmet.
no.
I will look
L.
like a bad guy. I will look like a bad guy.
Yeah. No. I'll rip it out of their hands. I don't care.
Oh, well, that's a little different. I don't think I'd rip it out of their hands.
I don't know, man.
If that helmet's up in the air, I'm Randy Moss over that kid. There's no.
First one's free, Christian.
All right. So let's get into what else we got going on, guys. Yesterday,
We
I
have
think
less
we
than a minute.
saw I think we pretty much saw who's going to win that division.
Yeah.
Over there in the North, I think the Lions have that division. I don't know if you guys think anything different.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think at this point, looking at into the season, the Bears are the clear favorite to lose the division.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I mean, obviously, guys, yeah, the Lions, they look good, man. They're firing on all cylinders. The pass game looks pretty good, but I mean, that's the good thing that they have figured out with that Lions offense is they open up through a play action pass. They utilize the run in such a heavy way, and then they can open up their play action pass with Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown and all the weapons that they have over there. And I mean, it's working out to their ability. I would love to see them start using Jamar Gibbs a little bit more.
So, I mean, they're a clear favorite. And what are the Bears doing over there, man? I mean, what's going on there? Just a poor franchise. Fields doesn't want to play there. You can tell. I think he'd be good at a different team. But I don't know. I just don't see them coming back. And I think the Broncos are going to win this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Broncos should win this weekend. I think for Sean Payton and just everything he said before the season, he kind of needs to get the win out there on the road this weekend. I mean, talking about what a crap coaching job it was last year with Nathaniel Hackett, just to come out and get 70 put up on your head and lose by 50.
I'm thinking they are tanking because they said they're getting rid of Wilson after this year. I think they're tanking to get someone over there, and I think it's going to be Williams.
It's the Caleb Williams tank ball. 0-3 Bears versus the 0-3 Broncos.
Who would you rather go to, the Broncos or the Bears with their track record of QBs?
Bears. Still Bears. I would still go Bears. That offense is still a lot more stacked than the Broncos is.
Interesting. Oh, all right. I see you there.
Sutton. That's a pretty good.
Yeah, but you have like DJ Moore and Komet. I don't know. I feel like
if you can tell me wholeheartedly you're taking DJ Moore and Komet over Jerry Jeudy and Courtland Sutton, then I will agree with you.
I'm taking DJ Moore for sure. DJ Moore's better.
You're taking Moore and Komet, that tandem, over a tandem of Jeudy and Sutton.
And Chase Claypool.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Well, I mean, it's tough. It's really tough. I don't know. We have so many segments that we should probably get to, but we're probably gonna have to miss a couple. What do you guys want to do here? I'm so rusty.
Let's go, like a trombone. We should just go. How about we go certified deflated ballers of the past week? We didn't get to go through that from Monday.
Yeah. So I'll start with the certified. My certified baller of the week, guys, it's just gonna have to be. It's gonna go to a whole unit, and that's gonna be the Eagles' offensive line. I mean, listen, week 2, DeAndre Swift comes out and he goes for 175 yards, and it comes out again and goes for over 100 again this past week against the Bucs. But I mean, you go and look at some of the holes that were created in that game. I mean, dude, I could run. Me and David were talking about before you came on here, Nick. I could run for 50 yards behind that Eagles offensive line every game without a problem. Like, I mean, it is just insane the amount of space they're being able to provide for the running backs. The run game is just, I mean, it looks completely unstoppable over there in Philadelphia, and that is all in part to that offensive line. So that's gonna have to be for sure my certified baller of the week.
Yeah, I'll give you my deflated baller, and it's going to be a unit as well, and it's going to the Broncos. You cannot let up 70 points and hold your head up high walking off that field. Something's wrong. Something's got to be fixed. Sean Payton's a good coach. We saw him with the Saints. I mean, granted, can we say it was him or can we say it was Drew Brees? At this point, I'm starting to think it was Drew Brees over him. But I don't know. I mean, even when he didn't have Drew Brees, he didn't look that great. He was okay 1 year without Drew Brees, but I just think it was more Drew Brees than him. But they have to be a deflated baller. You cannot give up 70 points and not be listed here as a deflated baller. I'll give you a certified baller. How can we sit here and not say certified baller of the week is not Travis Kelce? Dude landed Taylor Swift, caught a touchdown pass in his home debut. I mean, dude, his jersey sales went up 400% thanks to the Swifties. Tickets for a game for the Kansas City Chiefs is like $300 now, thanks to the Swifties. And it's kind of hard. I mean, dude's a baller. Dude is a baller.
I'm gonna have to agree. I think I will speak now. Taylor Swift was at the game. The Chiefs must have been seeing red, and if they wanted to, they could have probably put up about 1,989 points before pulling out Mahomes. The offense and the reputation really show how fearless they can be. I'm sure the Bears weren't a lover of how bad they were beat. Now, the folklore of Justin Fields, it may be gone forevermore because the clock may have struck midnight in that Bears offense and season already. So I think, again, my certified baller, like Nick's, is going to be Travis Kelce.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they're going to play Jets. Welcome to New York. I'm telling you, man. Here it comes.
Look, I gotta say that for my deflated baller, I'm gonna go with, and not any of the teams, but the player in particular, I'm gonna go with Dame Lillard. And the reason I'm going to go with Dame Lillard here is because he sat here and tried so hard to force his hand to Miami. When they came back and told him they weren't getting a deal done with Miami and he was going to go to Milwaukee, he said, well, I pulled my trade request. I don't want to be traded anymore. So you begged and begged and begged and openly smashed Portland and openly talked about how you were done with there, how you were leaving there, how you were going to get out of there. Now you're going to play with Giannis. You're going to win a ring. But even after that, you still think you can turn around and go, guys, I'm sorry. Okay, I want to be here. Let me be here. Oh, you're not going to accept me? Why aren't you going to accept? Like, how can you play the victim role at this point after you just sat here for 6 months begging to get out?
I don't think he wanted a ring. I think he wanted to retire in Miami. Granted, Miami is a good team to be with, but you have a better chance with the Bucks. That team is absolutely stacked. It's now especially. I do like that. I do like that a lot, Christian. David, you got one?
Yeah. So mine, I was going to say Justin Fields just because how abysmally he played, but actually I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Reds here. Last week they led their division for they led their division for a good portion of the year, and they're also one of the top wild card spots. As of right now, they're 1.5 games out. But I want to go back to look at the Pirates series they had last week. They had 3 games against the Pirates when they were only about a half a game back, and one of them they put up 9 runs through 3 innings. The Pirates ended up scoring 13 unanswered runs and winning 13-12. Your season's on the line, and you go and do something like that. And I think that's the reason why they're my deflated baller. I think they choked away a good shot at being in the wild card last week. They had a pretty easy schedule last week. So that's why they're my deflated baller.
That's rough, man. That is a tough one to take on the chin. Oh gosh, that's so bad. All right, well, hey, how about we do something? We haven't done this in a while. Utley's doggy style dingers. What we got going on? What's he got going?
Let's see if I can find it.
Oh, going off script.
Oh, this is mine from 2 weeks ago. Oops. I'll go back to the one I had 2 weeks ago. The best one I saw is going to come from Nick Castellanos a couple weeks ago. No, this isn't because he had a 2 home run game and not because he hit a 444 tank shot the other day. It's because an Atlanta Braves fan snagged it one-handed while holding his baby. The only L part is that he put the baby down and chucked it back. If for me, I'm keeping that ball and just keeping on to the stories and memories. But, holding a baby in one hand and be able to snag a home run ball in the other is pretty impressive to me. Yeah. So that's why that's my dinger of the week. So shout out. That's the only Atlanta Braves props I'm going to give for the rest of the day.
Oh, I love it. All right, Christian, it's about that time. We need a Christian lose your money parlay.
Oh my God, dude. Listen, then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to read you guys off the rough draft that I have sitting in my sports book right now. Okay. Nick, I was actually going to shoot you a text about this later on. We were going to go over this. We were going to discuss, but why not? I'll let the viewers hear in on it. Well, a little something. Now, guys, I typically like to only roll with about a 2-leg, a 3-leg, maybe a 4-leg if I'm really feeling pushy here. But this week we're gonna switch it up. It's a little bit of this is a 14-legger here, boys. So buckle up, okay? But this is the money. This is the money maker. You ready for this one? So this right here, it has a plus 238,000 odds. Okay, it's $1 into $2,383. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Here's what we're thinking here, guys. Tyreek, anytime touchdown. It's a given at this point. Jerome Ford, anytime touchdown for Cleveland. I think he's going to keep that run game going over there. Over 9.5 rush yards. I like it. I think we're going to get a little bit of the read option going over there.
From who?
Over 277.5 passing yards against those Panthers. Pretty crappy defense. Number one in the league in pass yards so far with Cousins. Bijan Robinson over 65.5 rush yards, along with an alternate pick on plus 225 Trevor Lawrence passing yards. Coming down to the Saints game, big day for Kamara here. I think Kamara goes over 53.5 rushing yards, and I think he finds his way into the end zone. Going down to the Rams game, you have Nakua. I think he goes for over 6.5 receptions as well. I think Stafford's going to have a big day with him. And I think Stafford also has a big day as well, and it's going to go for over 260 passing yards. And to finish it all off, I'm sorry, we got 4 more to finish it off. McCaffrey over on his rushing yards, 80 or more, along with an anytime touchdown for McCaffrey, because that's a given at this point. And then finally, to close it off, Nick, this one hits home for us. Anytime touchdown, A.J. Brown. Okay, we need it.
He's due.
Aren't you guys like 0-3 guessing an A.J. Brown anytime touchdown the past 3 weeks?
Anytime A.J. Brown.
I mean, he's due, man. I feel bad for him. Who eats bad Takis and goes out there and has a game that he had?
He would have had a touch. He dropped a touchdown in the end zone, though. He had one.
He did. How about Browns, though, man? How are they solidifying that over there? Did you see that coming?
I think a lot of it has to deal with what their schedule looks like at the beginning of the season so far. Mix that in with, they played a Bengals team with a hurt Joe Burrow the first game of the season, and apparently he doesn't like playing first game of the season. Well, then they beat did they beat the Steelers? Was that the second game they won against the Steelers? And I forget who. And the Steelers aren't that good either. Who's the team they lost to? I don't even remember who they lost to.
It was week 1.
No, they beat week 1. They beat the Bengals. It would have been week 2.
They lost to Pittsburgh.
They did lose to Pittsburgh, yeah, 26-22. Okay. They beat the Titans last week, 27-3. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy over there. I mean, we kind of knew that your top 3 teams would be the Bengals, the Ravens, and the Browns. But I don't know about them Bengals right now. They're struggling, man. They're struggling, and they should not have won that game last Monday. They did not.
Joe Burrow's still playing hurt.
I can't think of his name right now, but that guy was not out of bounds. He was clearly not out of bounds.
Dude, there's literally shots of his foot being on the white, though, and the turf flying up from it.
Not from what I saw.
Intervention here, boys. I just got a notification just in. Jameson Williams and Nicholas Pettifrere will now be reinstated from their suspensions on Monday due to NFL changing the gambling policy.
Bro,
Calvin Ridley must be punching the air right now. That's sickening.
For him, yeah.
That's sickening.
I feel wow, that's ridiculous. Holy crap.
If you're a Jags fan, you're happy about that because that situation he ended up in Jacksonville. But still, like, that's sickening to be like, give a guy a whole year suspension, but then be like, okay, 3 games, you're fine.
That's rough. I believe it's Christian's bet of the week, guys. So Christian, fire one away, buddy. What do you got?
I'm willing to bet that this week we see a wide receiver go for 250 yards.
We see a wide receiver go for 250.
250.
Good bet. Who do you think that would be? If you take a guess who that is.
I'm going Diggs.
Dude, I mean, against those Panthers, in all honesty, Kirko only looks for Jefferson 90% of the time. I think that's where I'm going to roll with. But you never know, man. McCaffrey might come out there and go for 250 through the air. You never know.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I honestly, I'll give you a few people I think might go off this week. I think Adam Thielen has a good game against the Vikings. I mean, he was targeted how many times? I think Adam Thielen's going to go off.
He had a good game against last week when they played. Oh shoot, I forget who they played last week.
They did. He did have
Seattle.
a good
Seattle.
In Seattle. Yeah, Andy Dalton's his quarterback. He's put up numbers.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will say another person I say goes off this week is Olave. The reason I say Olave is because Winston likes to air the ball out. And I look for Olave to be open a lot for him. And I think he's going to have a decent outing. Look for him to put up about 25 points, Santa Claus in the background. Another person, look for the Bengals to get back on track. Go Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase this week. I think they're going to have, against the Titans defense that's not looking good, I think they're going to have a decent combination over there. Stephon Diggs, I think you're going to see Hill and Stephon Diggs go off. Diggs really hasn't had much going on. I don't even think he scored a touchdown yet. He's due for one, just like A.J. Brown is. If I had to take one other person to start here, guys, and this is a flex. So this isn't him going out there getting a ton of points, but for a flex position for you to go out there, you got to take Palmer from the Chargers. Mike Williams just tore his ACL. Palmer's the clear number 2 there. He's going to have a decent game against the Raiders. So look out for that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to just name one. Play the Eagles defense if you have a chance. The Commanders right now have the most sacks through the 3 games, 19 sacks allowed in 3 games. So they're almost at 7 sacks per game. And, last week you have Sam Howell throwing 4 picks last week. So, I mean, I expect there to be a lot of sacks, a lot of interceptions, forced fumbles in this game upcoming against the Commanders.
Interesting. I like it. Christian, you got anyone you want to talk about?
No, I don't have anyone I want to talk about, but I also want to throw this in again as it's developing. Now it comes out that players who bet on their own teams will have a minimal 2-year suspension if betted on your own team.
Okay, but so they're going to allow those 2 guys to come back in?
They're letting Jameson Williams, and another guy from the Lions come back in, but they're toughening up the suspension rules and making it a 2-year minimal suspension.
Odd.
Oh, okay. But you can bet on other games, just not the game you're playing in?
I don't know. It just says players that bet on their own teams will be facing minimal 2-year suspension.
That's interesting. Very interesting. Wow.
Very odd.
Robinson, I think he's gonna have a big game against the Jaguars.
Bajan?
I can't wait to watch the Toy Story Bowl.
Yeah. Not sure how I feel about that. But I mean, hey, I don't know. You guys have anything? You know what? No, we can't go an episode without talking about them boys, guys. Them boys. Took one on the chin. And they're getting mad that Dobbs is saying things, but it's well deserved. Don't lose if that's going to happen. And I don't want to hear any of this. Well, we didn't have Diggs. Diggs is out for the year. I know that's a big hit, but he gets targeted the most out of anyone too. So now Gilmore's your number 1 corner there. I don't know if that's going to help them. Look for them to probably put a trade out there.
Dude, okay, so, and this is what I was saying. So one of my more surprising picks this week is actually going to be the Patriots over the Cowboys this week.
You think Elliott gets one on them, huh?
Well, I just think the Patriots are one of the more underrated teams in the NFL. You look at who they played. They played the Eagles and the Dolphins in 2 weeks, and they played 2 close games against both those teams. Their defenses look good. And against, Dak Prescott, who he's held back on the turnovers this year, but he's also only played the Giants and the Jets being with Zach Wilson. So it's not like he's played high talented teams. So I don't understand why the Cowboys received as much praise they did at the beginning of the year. I don't understand why everybody had them come be like the NFC's favorites already after the first 2 weeks when they played 2 pretty much garbage teams to start off the year.
Yeah. What helps the Patriots? They have 1 player on offense and 1 player on defense that played with the Cowboys last year. So you don't think they know that playbook? Come on now.
Who's the defensive player?
I can't think of his name right now. I can't think of it. I just know that they brought that up, that they were kind of upset that they have 2 people on that team that knows knows the Cowboys offense and defense. Does it really matter? Probably not. You can probably fix around there. But at the same time, Elliott probably knows Dak's tendencies. And I think that's going to help that defense.
Again, I think it's more of, I think just looking at the Patriots defense, I feel like they're, again, like I said, they're one of the more underrated defensive cores in all the league right now. And so I think they can give Dak Prescott some fits. I don't think the Cowboys offense has found their footing yet as a whole. I mean, look, last week, yeah, they had 400 yards. They had more yards than the Cardinals did. But if you go back and look at the game, they had multiple times where in the red zone and could not get in the end zone, or they'd had to either kick a field goal. They also, threw a pick in the end zone, and they also went for it on fourth down and didn't get it. And, and when a game you had to score points, I was talking to Christian and Nick about it, during the Eagles game. You can't keep getting into the red zone kicking field goals. You gotta start getting touchdowns, because you have two good drives and you kick two field goals, and one person may have two bad drives, but then the next drive and the third one they get a touchdown, they're in the lead. So yeah. I just don't think this Cowboys offense has found its footing, especially in the red zone. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact they got rid of Ezekiel Elliott, and Tony Pollard is not a red zone back. And they lost Schultz, who was one of their best red zone weapons. And I said it before the season started.
Yep.
I don't know how they're going to do in the red zone, losing two of their best red zone options.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Guys, I will say, I feel like we have to bring this up. Do they look better with Uncle Rico over in Indianapolis? You beat the Ravens. I don't know if AR gets that job done. I really don't. I don't know if he does.
Okay, Christian, go.
I feel like it's tough. I mean, as much as we all laughed and joked about how Richardson shouldn't be the third overall pick and this and that, he hasn't looked awful. At the end,
I agree.
He has not looked awful. He's showing that he can be a dual threat quarterback. Now the passing game, that has to come. And it's going to come as time progresses. I mean, you got to figure the guy's only played one full game so far through his career. And but again, he just doesn't look bad. So I don't necessarily know if Richardson would have gotten a job done there or not. I guess for me, I could probably say Minshew has a little bit more experience, and that definitely could have played and helped to the advantage there. But
yeah,
you figure Richardson, dude, he's been learning this playbook since the second he came into everything there. He's been trying to figure it all out, trying to get it all done. I don't know. I feel like it's just a tough thing to answer. It's tough to say if they could have done it with or without Richardson. At the end of the day, though, I don't think it really would have mattered, because that was a blown PI call on Zay Flowers. It should have been an automatic first down for Baltimore.
Ooh, interesting. David, do you have anything you want to add to that?
Just two separate types of offenses being ran there. I mean, with Richardson, when he got hurt, he didn't have that many passing yards, but he had two rushing touchdowns. And that's just the way they play the game. I don't think if you have Richardson in against the Ravens, you're winning that game, because he won't be able to throw the ball as much. He'll be able to run the ball, I guess, but I feel like they have a good run defense. As of right now, there's multiple defensive backs that are hurt for the season for the Ravens. So I think having a pocket passing quarterback in Minshew kind of helped them out a little bit more than what having a rushing quarterback in Richardson. But Minshew looks good. He can run that offense if he wants to. We were talking about earlier this season, sit Richardson, let him learn the offense. Don't rush him into things. They rush him into the get ticket sales, which I understand. But I just think either way they go, they're in decent hands right now in a division that has looked wonky right now. You have Tennessee not using Derrick Henry. You have the Jaguars 1-2 right now. CJ Stroud's looking good in Houston. So I have honestly no idea what's going to go on in this division.
That whole division, or the Titans 0-3?
Titans are 1-2.
Then the whole division's 1-2.
No, the Colts are 2-1, I thought.
The Colts are 2-1. I thought they lost.
The Colts beat the Texans and they beat the Ravens.
So the Colts lead the division right now.
Yeah, Colts are ahead.
Isn't that something?
I just don't. I'm sorry, but I think in Jacksonville, man, Lawrence just does not look like the same player of last year, and he has more weapons. It's just not. It's uncalled for what's going on. I really do think in London, I have a feeling the dude's going to go off on a tear. I really do. He needs to have a comeback game to get that confidence boosted. I think you're going to see Ridley and Etienne lead the way. But Ingram, they need to involve Ingram a little more. I don't think they're using him and idolizing the fact that he is a very good tight end. And I don't know how many times I would see him open on the field, just running straight in the middle of the field, and I don't know what's going on. But I think I really think they're gonna go on a tear. I don't think it's gonna be close. I do want to bring it up too. I mean, is it clear without a doubt Dolphins are the number one power ranking team right now?
No,
Yes.
I think it's the
I agree.
Niners.
See, I agree with David on this. I think it is the Niners. Yes, they blew the Broncos out of the water, but I mean, they've only played the Chargers, the Patriots, and the Broncos. It's hard for me to really say yes. Now this weekend, I think I'll have my answer. I think the Dolphins versus the Bills is going to be a great matchup. Um, that's gonna if they win this game, I will 100% say yes, they are the number one. But right now, the Niners have to be the number one team, without a doubt. They have a decent offense and they have an incredible defense, whereas Miami's lacking defense. I think we all know that they're lacking defense. They have the offense, they have the capability. I mean, they put that 70 up without Waddle. Waddle comes back, it's a completely different team. But I just think as far as the defense, it's hard for me to say that they're number one. I'll put them at number two, but I mean, Niners have to be one.
I think it's really telling right now. And Christian, maybe he saw the schedule and I wasn't really paying attention, but if you look at their schedule right now, they don't have that many hard games left. If you get past the Bills, say they win against the Bills this week, right? They have to play the Bills again, then they get the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Cowboys, and then maybe the Ravens are a hard team for them. But then they play the Giants, the Panthers, the Patriots, the Jets twice, the Commanders, and the Titans. They don't have that hard of a schedule.
Sounds like did Christian actually do his research on Miami?
At you guys that the strength of schedule for Miami is horribly weak, and that is why Miami do so well and thrive and win that division.
Go Birds, yeah,
Go Birds, baby.
Yeah, no, it's crazy for me. But hey, guys, I'll get into Dubs and Jugs picks if you want me to get into it.
Yeah,
We'll fire
going
right
raw.
into it.
You didn't give me anything this week, so.
Yep, absolutely. So we're gonna mix it up a little bit. Friday, we'll start this off. We'll go with the crap. I missed my spot here. I lost it. We're gonna go Rangers versus Mariners.
Ooh, that's a good one. Christian.
I think I'll take the Mariners, man. I like the Mariners right now.
The Rangers have been playing really good baseball. The Mariners need to win these games to get in the postseason. I think they play in Seattle last time I checked. So I think the Mariners, I think they'll get it done too. I think they'll get it done at home. I honestly think the Astros are going to be the ones missing the playoffs.
Interesting. Now I'm gonna roll with the Mariners too. They're hot. They're a good team. They just have a tough matchup, but they have to win. They have to win. Next game, Astros versus Diamondbacks.
Yeah. As much as it really does kill me to do it, I think at this point down the stretch, the Astros are probably the better team. And like David was pointing out earlier, Astros need to get it done too. It's definitely on the line game for both teams, but Astros have a better ball club, so I'm gonna go with the Diamondbacks.
And the piggyback off of what I just said when I picked the Mariners. No, wait. I didn't even realize what he did. But yeah, the piggyback off of what you just said, I think the Houston Astros will be the ones missing the playoffs. And so I think the Diamondbacks get this one done too.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, guys, that is tough.
Hold on, Nick. Before you answer, I'll let you in a little secret. The Diamondbacks do have a guy named Corbin Carroll. If that does happen to change,
that does help. Appreciate it. The thing is the pitching matchup's very, very equal. We got France on the mound for the Astros, 11-6, 3.83 ERA. Then Diamondbacks have Gallen on the mound, 17-8 with 3.49. That's tough, but I think the Diamondbacks win it. I think he's going to get his 18th win. We're switching it up. Tonight's game, battle of the top 25s. We got Utah versus Oregon State.
Give me the Utes, baby. I'll take Utah on the road.
They both have been looking pretty good this season. I probably should pick Utah. there's something about a good beaver that makes me want to pick Oregon State. So give me that beaver. Hashtag beaver shot.
Listen, man, they're playing in Oregon State tonight. Um, I think Oregon State's overrated, though. I think Utah's going to get this one done. It's not going to be in the fashion of Colorado last week, but I think they're going to get it done. So we're going to go into Saturday, guys. This is always a good matchup. We got Florida versus Kentucky.
That is always a good matchup, but I'm going to go Florida. I mean, I'm not going to ever sit here and pick against my team unless, it's McNeese. I think we lose to McNeese, but yeah, it's about it. I'm going to go Florida.
Florida looked pretty good, and they had that win against Tennessee that also looked really good. I think they're coming into their own. I feel like if they didn't lose that, the early game of the season to the Utah, you could be saying they may be a potential playoff team. I'll take Florida to win this game against Kentucky.
All we got to do is win out, and we're a playoff team, baby. Okay?
Yeah, there's a lot of people to go up against.
Win out,
yeah,
we're a playoff team.
It's always a tough matchup, and it's in Kentucky. But the last time they played in Kentucky, they lost, and that. I don't think it's going to happen again. Mertz is going to do what he does, run that RPO. Dude's probably going to have 300 yards passing in this game. Pearsall is going to have a game, maybe another one-handed catch like the last one. I don't know, but I think Florida takes this one. Next game, LSU versus Ole Miss.
I like Ole Miss here, man. I really do. I think I like Lane Kiffin over there. I like the job he's been doing for them. I think they could have had a chance to pull out a big one last week against Alabama, but as the game progressed on, the league got further and further away from them. But I think they get it done here against LSU at home.
I think we all know what I'm going to say here.
Go Tigers. Let's go Tigers.
LSU, they've looked pretty. I mean, they've lost to FSU by a blowout. Ole Miss lost 14 to Alabama. Alabama only beat USF by 14. So I'm going to pick LSU to win this game.
Go Tigers.
Yeah, I think LSU is just a better team. Ole Miss looked decent against Bama, but Bama's not the same team that they were. So I'm going to take LSU. Guys, and this is apparently supposed to be like the game of the week. Notre Dame versus Duke.
I think Duke pulls it out of their ass, buddy.
Woo!
I think they're going to drop a big dookie, and I think that Notre Dame's going to win this game.
I'm sorry. Duke hasn't – they played a Clemson team that's not the Clemson of old.
Listen real quick.
Notre Dame. I'm with you. I think Duke maybe puts up 17 points, but I think Notre Dame's going to win this one. Guys, going 13-point Sunday,
Christian.
Game.
We're gonna go Ravens versus Browns.
That's a tough one. I think I'll take the Browns though at home. I like how they've been hot running that ball. I think it'll stay hot, man. I mean, you just got Kareem Hunt back, which he's not even your starting running back. Jerome Ford's the guy over there, and he's looking real good.
I'm gonna agree. I think the Browns are going to win this game. You saw how the Ravens looked against the Colts last week, and I think the Browns they have a decent attack right now. I think look for Amari Cooper to go out and ball out this week. I think Amari Cooper is going to have over 100 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, the Browns look like they're a better team this year so far from what I'm seeing. You guys didn't mention it, but I'm going to say player of the game is going to be Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt's going to come out in this game, and he's going to ball out. He's going to take over just like Nick Chubb does every single time against the Ravens. He's going to ball out. So I'm going to take the Browns. Next game, guys, we're going to go Bucks versus Saints.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Saints, dude. And as I said earlier when we were talking about the parlays, I think this is going to be a very, very big coming out day for Alvin Kamara. Jameis Winston's the guy running the team now, so you figure you're gonna hand this ball off a decent bit now with a strong running back, or you're gonna throw the ball down to him in the flats. I think you see Kamara go for 150 total yards rushing and receiving.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Buccaneers here. Yes, Jameis Winston, former FSU player, he's coming out playing against his former team in the Buccaneers. But you saw what happened when Jameis Winston took over last week. They were up 17-0 against the Packers and ended up losing that game. So I'm going to pick the Saints. No, I thought the Packers were up.
Saints won on a walk-off field goal, bro.
I thought they missed.
Green Bay won. Green Bay won.
Green Bay won.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Green Bay won.
Yeah, they were
came
2-1
back,
going into yesterday.
17-0. They came back, won 18-17. Guys, Jameis Winston against the Bucs. I think he's a better passer than Baker Mayfield. Like you said, Kamara's coming back. Defense, Saints have a very good defense. I'm going to take the Saints at home on this one. Guys, we have to talk about it. Dolphins versus Bills.
Yeah, I like Miami here, bro. I really do. Even though it's in Buffalo, it's going to be a really good game. But just, dude, that offense, man, it's hot. It's unstoppable, in my opinion. I like Miami.
Yeah, I don't think Dolphins defense is pretty good when you look at it. I think that Josh Allen has been playing decent football ever since his terrible week 1 against the Jets. So I think the Bills are going to go in and get that win there.
All right, yeah, we're going to fire off the tiebreaker after this as fast as we can. But I'm going to take Bills. They lost one to the Jets, like David said. I don't see them losing at home in Buffalo. The only New York team is not gonna lose for sure. So tiebreaker game, guys. Patriots versus Cowboys. Fire it off fast.
Give me 25-23 Patriots.
That's a weird score. But I'll also pick the Patriots to win. I'm going to say 27-24 Patriots.
Man, I was going to say 27-24 Patriots. Man, that's going to change it. I'm going to go 24-20 Patriots. I just think they're going to get it done there in Texas. I don't think Dallas is ready for it by any means. But hey, as always, it's been a pleasure. We're gonna have to keep an update on this fantasy. We got a decent fantasy going over here. Our teams are trash. David, you should not have let Christian and I pick the last few picks because we kind of went funny with it and picked some dumb ones.
Subscribe,
but you know,
friends,
it all works out.
You know what?
Yours
Probably
team.
told it for you.
Hey,
Yo,
it
listen
is what
up.
it is.
Let me
But,
introduce to you the
as
Highlight
always,
Taken podcast.
enjoy
We
the
bring
weekend.
The heat is true.
We'll
Hosted
see
by
you next
David,
week.
Nick, and Christian.
Go
That's
Birds,
the crew.
baby.
They drop knowledge
Go
and
Birds.
at the sports IQ. We dive into the
8
game from
seconds.
hoops to gridiron, analyzing every play like we was the champion. With witty banter and humor, we keep the fun. HTP fam, we always bring the number one. Highlight Taken podcast, we taking over the scene. We drop dubs and chugs, living the sports dream. From hot takes to deep dive, it's a winning regime. Come join the hype. We not just blowing steam.